Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Hill and I'm here to talk to you about AI and how you can use large language models to boost your productivity, your performance and your profit. Now, just to let you know, I did attempt to go live in the group this morning and that didn't work for me. It just didn't look the same as when I practiced it, so I couldn't figure that out. Then I decided I would record this for you, and I got halfway through that recording and my Zoom froze. So this is kind of like third time lucky. So fingers crossed we get through it all. And I'm actually able to tell you all of the things I wanted to tell you today. So first of all, I'm just going to get onto a few slides. I haven't got a lot of slides. So today I just really wanted to show you how you can unlock the power of AI and what really are the secrets behind these 2x and 10x productivity gains that people talk about. Now, the first thing I really wanted to talk about is the kind of the elephant in the room where people say to me, yes, but my job is different or my business is different and what I do is different to everyone else. So AI wouldn't really know how, like what I do and how to help me and all that sort of stuff. Well, the good news is it knows your job. It knows every single job on the planet. It also knows how it can help you do this faster and easier. So you will have more engagement, more efficiency, and more effectiveness. And what does this mean at the end of the day? Increased profitability. If you improve your productivity, the flow-on effect is increased profits for you as a business owner. But don't just take my word for it. We're going to jump over to ChatGPT now, and I'm going to run a demonstration for you to show you. This is kind of what I do at the start of my training as well, where we develop your very own roadmap or blueprint to figure out how can we get the best out of AI for you, and how can we apply it to what you're actually working on in your business. So let's get started. Now, this has been set up to create an AI role plan, and what it's looking for now is some context. So you may or may not know this, but you can just directly copy somebody's LinkedIn profile, pop it into ChatGPT, and it will analyze it for you. You don't have to format it. You don't have to only copy bits and pieces. You can just copy the whole lot. Or you can give a short description of the role. Or if you're pressed for time, you can just do the job title. So what I thought I might do today is something that is probably going to be of interest to some of you who are watching. And it's also a role that I've done myself so that I can tell that the output is whether it's good or not. So I'm going to do a business coach, and I'm a solopreneur. So let's see what sort of role plan AI comes up with for me. So as a business coach, what you're seeing here is we've broken it down into a matrix of thinking. So we've come up with 8 core competencies that as a business coach, I really should be focusing on. And then underneath each of those, we've broken them down into 8 different role deliverables. So if I just scroll down to the bottom here so we can, this is a bit awkward. It never used to do this. I need to change the sizing. But you can see we've got marketing and lead generation, coaching session delivery, content creation, client management and retention, business operations, thought leadership and branding, and personal development. Now, when we actually do this, when we've got the draft, then you work through and you make changes until you're pretty much satisfied that what you can see represents what you either already do or what you could do. So another way to think about this is that if you're looking at this matrix and you're thinking, oh, well, I don't really do that, but maybe my business could benefit from it, but I don't do it because I don't know how, then this is how AI can help you as well, because it can give you the structure and the steps and what you need to do. So the next part in the demonstration is how do we break down one of these role deliverables into, and how do we actually create one for you? So let's choose, let me think. What would be something interesting that we might want to look at as a business coach? Let's do, why don't we do competitive analysis report? That might be interesting. So alrighty. So now what it's been designed to do is tell you the 10 different ways that when you're interacting with a large language model, in this case, I'm using ChatGPT, but everything that I'm showing you can also be done on any other large language model with some slight tweaks. So with ChatGPT, you have text to text, where you could simply describe your competitors in your market. You have text to image, where you can create visuals. Now, I'll be honest, the ChatGPT image creation is not as good as some of the other models that are out there, but always bear in mind that this is the worst it's ever going to be, and it's only going to get better. Then you can look at image to text. This is snap a photo of or a screenshot of a competitor's website or material, and get AI to extract the text, summarize it, compare it to others, all those sort of things. I often use it when I'm on webinars. If I see a really interesting slide, I just grab a screenshot of it so that I can get ChatGPT to analyze it for me later. Or if it's got a lot of writing on it, you just chuck the image in and say, write out what's on this image, and then you've got the words done. Number 4 is text to code. If you want to visualize your competitor data with charts or interactive dashboards. Text to file. Take your input and generate a formatted PDF or a Word document, or anything you like, really. And I find it useful for creating tables and then downloading them as CSV files. Voice to text. So if you haven't got the ChatGPT app on your phone, I would strongly recommend that you do that, because when you're out and about, it's really easy to just grab and talk to it. You can do voice to text. You hold the little microphone symbol. Or if you want to do voice to voice, it's this symbol down here is the same on the phone, and it will talk to you. And the really cool thing is that it can translate for you as well. It can speak in any language that you want it to. Then you can do web to text. So grab your competitor's URL and analyze their online presence. You can do file to text, like upload a slide deck or a spreadsheet or anything that you've got from your competitor. And then the last one is code to text, where you can actually scrape or collect data, etc. So there's a lot of different ways that you can actually use AI to do your competitive analysis report. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you, and this is what I teach in the yellow belt. I do black belt training, which goes from white all the way through to black. So yellow belt is the second session that we do. And this is about creating not only the step-by-step things that you need to work through to create this deliverable, but we've also given you the prompts as well. So we teach you how to come up with this. So then you can copy and paste this and start a new chat and work your way through it. Now, as you can see, there are parts where you need to put the context in, but also a lot of the cognitive work has already been done for you in terms of what are the type of things that you would need to be doing to create this report. So as you can see, we work our way through all the way through to number 10. And once you get to the end of that, then it will give you the report, and you can then download it in any format that you want. Or you can also then use it to start analyzing what are you going to do in your social media and all that sort of stuff. Now, what we've done here was we've created one of the deliverables in that matrix that we created at the start. So let's have a look and let's do a time analysis on how much time would that have taken me before AI, and how much time would it take me with AI, and how much time is that going to save me. So the estimate from AI is that it would take you by yourself around about 17 hours, and then with AI roughly around about 5 hours. And then we've quantified this by giving it an hourly rate. So you can not only look at the time you save, but you can also look at what the productivity gains are in a dollar value. And the reason this is important is if you're employing team, you can then analyze, okay, if you get them to be more productive and more efficient, how much payroll gain or payroll saving can you make? But more importantly too, let's think about what you would actually do with that saving. Now, as you can see, this GPT has been written, so I don't have to put much input in. I'm just saying, yes, let's do this. Yes, yes, yes. So if we went through the whole role plan for the business coach, and we looked at each of the core competencies that a good business coach would be doing in their business, and estimate that they work 160 hours a month, now we can reduce that to less than half. So have a think about that for a minute. If you could reduce your time by half on all of these things that you're doing, what would your business look like in 12 months' time? So again, what we've done here is assuming a $100 hourly rate. This is how many hours saved annually, and this is how much money is saved annually. So let's have a look at, okay, what are the options if you're a business owner? What are the options for where you would take that? Now, as I said, if you've got team, you might like to look at a fractional role. But also as a solopreneur, if you can save about half your time, you could actually work half of the time without actually impacting on your income. I lost the word for a minute. Oh my God. It's been one of those days, hasn't it? Anyway, the second option is that you can basically say, okay, let's keep the same payroll. So let's keep paying yourself the same, but you actually double your output. So imagine what it would be like to have like a clone of you out there doing all this extra stuff, and how you could actually grow your business with that. And then the other thing is strategic optimization. So you could look at more strategic activities. So you keep the same output, so all of your clients are happy, but then you can reinvest the time into working on your business, not in your business. So these are just some suggested ideas of different things that you could do. And then, of course, we could continue down any one of these and start coming up with a plan or a playbook or a list or an SOP. So let's have a look at number 2. So that was keep the payroll the same, but double your output. So these are the type of things that you could actually do if you wanted to double your output. Now, I hope that's giving you some ideas and different things that you could think about. Now, I'm not a big fan of having all these emojis come up, but it looks quite pretty today. So I hope that's given you food for thought. And I've spent half of the video talking about AI, and I haven't even properly introduced myself for people who are watching and haven't met me before. So as I mentioned at the start, my name is Michelle Hill, and my mission is to empower human potential with AI. So I introduced myself as an AI transformation expert. And with my program, I help business owners just like yourself boost productivity, performance, and profits with AI, but without actually feeling the need to be a tech wizard. And my mission is to make it practical, profitable, and inject a little bit of fun for people who just want to get more done and grow faster. So just on that fun bit, I'll just quickly tell you a story about this lovely lady that was in my training a few weeks ago. And we were on the last belt, on the black belt, where we were talking about strategic modeling and how to use AI to create models that are applicable for your business. Anyway, so we were working through all of this, and I said to her, so what is your biggest issue? What is keeping you awake at night? And she said, oh my God, I have to plan my wedding for next year. And, you know, like I really want to get married, but like it's doing my head in because I really don't know where to start. So we took that and we applied a business model to how do you plan a wedding? And we came up with all of these different things that she needed to do. And she said, well, that's great, but I'm still stuck because, you know, like I don't know what I want. I really don't know what sort of venue or colors or anything. So what we then did was we broke down each of the steps and said, okay, the first one I think was choose a venue. And it was like, okay, give me, I think it was 5 suggestions. It could have been 10. I can't remember exactly. But give me 10 suggestions for types of venues that I could choose and tell me what are the pros and cons of each choice. And she's up in Cairns, so we asked like to keep it around Cairns. Now, it came out with a lot of information, but that was exactly what she needed because instead of starting from that blank page syndrome, now she had all of these ideas in front of her, logically organized and giving her the pluses and minuses of each of the choice. And then we did that with colors and a couple of other things. So I think for her, her biggest thing that she got out of the training was to take away all the angst that she had around planning her wedding. So when I check in with her, I think it's in 2 weeks' time, I'll be able to see how she's going and see if I can wangle myself an invite. Now, as I said before, the purpose of AI is to amplify human potential. So I'm not looking to replace or diminish human capabilities. Don't get me wrong, the changes that are coming are going to impact on the number of jobs that are available, and there are going to be people who will lose their jobs because big businesses have discovered very quickly that people trained in AI can actually, as I just showed you, do the work of more than one person. But what I'm hopeful about is that as we move forward, that there'll be lots of new and different types of jobs created. So at some point, we'll reach an equilibrium and a balance. But what I really wanted you to take away from this today is that don't just think of your large language model or ChatGPT as something to just sit down and tell it, like, just do this for me, or I want this, or I want that. Let it contribute to the conversation. Let it help you make decisions. Let it help you refine the problems that you're trying to solve. And let it help you come up with suggestions and ideas. And, you know, when you get something, like when you ask it for something and it provides the answer, then ask it, well, where could I go from here? Or how could I, you know, what would be an advanced concept to explore now? So I want you to keep all of those ideas in mind and to think of ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whichever one you use, more as your team member or your teammate who is there to help you with all of the different things that you do, not just write emails for you or create social media content. Now, all of us have we're all on a different path, and our journey with AI can be very different. Now, you may be, and I'm imagining if you're running your own business, you're probably not in the non-existent, but you may well be in emerging, where you're beginning to explore AI possibilities with minimal implementation. Or you may be moving on to developing, or you might be quite advanced, or you might feel that you've optimized. But bear in mind too that each time we have an upgrade from chatbots to reasoning models to agents, you will be going through this process of then not relearning, but expanding and understanding what the new model can do. And it may feel a little bit confusing for you at first, and it might be tempting to stay with what you know, but I'd encourage you to keep playing and exploring. So thank you very much for listening to me. There was just one more thing I wanted to just say to you, is that, really in the last 12, 18 months, 2 years since large language models or ChatGPT first appeared, that really the technology that we have available has really outpaced our actual skills in the workplace. And think about this analogy. Like, you wouldn't actually hand the keys to a Formula One car to someone and say, go off and win a race, without training them and teaching them what to do. But I see this all the time with AI, where particularly I'm going to pick on larger organizations now, where they've decided that implementing AI is a great thing. Let's do it. We'll get all these productivity gains. But they don't think about the training and the integration and the policies and all the things that go around that. And then there's disappointment, because the productivity gains they thought they were going to get, they don't actually get. So if any of this resonates for you, what I'd like you to do now is think about, well, would you like to actually have a quick chat with me? It's just a 15-minute call, a fast track coaching call, and we can actually create your very own role plan, and I can help you start planning your AI journey today. Then if it's appropriate, then you might like to do some training with me and learn more. But at least you'll walk away with a guide of, what can I apply AI to in my role right now today? So thank you very much for listening. And I'm looking forward to whoever wants to catch up with me. Please reach out, and have a wonderful expo. Bye for now.